All right, so welcome to the weekly import office hours meeting. I have created agenda that we can go ahead and go through. I just would like to have y'all's input on how to prioritize the UX issues. So I know like what's most important. Like some of these have been started, as in issues created and like concepts have been thrown out there, but it'll help me prioritize like, okay, what do I need to focus on, or what do I need to make sure I have, prioritize user testing too, because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be put through solution validation. So it'll just help me with planning, and perhaps it'll help you all. So these are just a handful of issues. I know there's more, and I'll probably look at the Kanban board to see what else I can add, but just to start off, I know a big one is the table multi-select behavior. And, you know, basically I put together some prototypes. All of the Loom videos need to be updated, but all of the still images should be correct. And I think this is more, this will have, I think, a lot of participation from the UX team, which I still need to socialize. So that's a major thing on my to-do list that I actually want to get done this week. And maybe, I don't know if not having Harris here, well, we can see where we go with this. But so I created these columns, and we can totally change them if something else makes better sense. But like I have who is involved, so just including a column there. What is still needed? For instance, I put for the table select, multi-select behavior in the sticky table header, which I understand are two separate issues, so maybe I should break those out. But we definitely need feedback from the UX team with the potential of actually asking, you know, additional GitLab users. So, and then I have a column specific to, you know, solution validation needed. I'm assuming most every column, I'm sorry, every row is going to have a yes there, but who knows? So, and I was thinking level of complexity, like instead of like assigning a number, perhaps we can, I don't know if this is a way to make it even more loose, but like for UX, I put high to medium complexity just because you know, there could be high to medium. I mean, I think I got a large chunk of the work done, but again, until I start socializing, who knows how many holes people will find in the design. So that's what I was thinking that we could use this time to discuss. You all have something more productive in mind, I'm all ears. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not involved in many of those issues, so I absent my opinion here because I don't have any.
What was that? I'm sorry. What did you last say? You don't have any?
Yeah, I don't have any opinions here. So.
Okay, cool. What do you think, Ilya? Will this help you out even? I don't know.
Well, I still looking for like about multi-select behavior. It seems well pretty sane from front-end perspective. Unfortunately, we will need to either create that from scratch, or I will take a look if someone else in GitLab implemented it, because I don't want to create more solutions to the same problems. Currently, I'm not aware of that, at least if we could reuse it. Yeah. And for the rest, it feels okay for me. I'm right now working on other stuff, so I don't too deep dig at these concrete issues. The only one I would like to mention that for cancel group migrations, this will definitely involve backend work because we currently have no API endpoint to cancel that once.
Okay.
So yeah, what I'm currently working on is a new group creation UI, unified with project UI with created long ago, and I'm just doing that in the right way, cleaning the experiment and so on and so on.
Okay. Let's see. I think that the table multi-select behavior will, I think we're going to be kind of the pilot for this interaction. So I'm, you know, I don't want to, you speak on behalf of yourself, but this, in my mind, this could be a potentially huge undertaking, but obviously you can comment on that, but only because I don't know, whoops. I have found other, let me see, like, let's go to, when you edit issues, hold on, let me think of how to do this. No. So you can edit issues, and they do have a multi-select functionality, but it's a different direction that we're wanting to head. The work within this issue specific to import kind of stems from what Andy's already working or has worked on in regards to kind of the enterprise table functionality. So he has started designs for multi-select, but to my knowledge, they haven't been implemented anywhere. Andy did say that he began for security. He began working on multi-select, but I think he's going to defer to whatever we plan on implementing. So that's as much backstory to that as I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's see how it goes. But in general, this is not like the task of extreme complexities. Like I said, pretty sane, so I do not foresee any big problems there in terms of implementation.
Okay. What level of complexity then would you rate that from high to low? Or low to high?
It's medium. I mean, I have like each front-end engineer implemented that multiple times during career. So most of the issues is already I'm aware of. So
Okay.
that should be like in terms of our weight points, something like 3 to 5, depending on how many additional features will be included there.
Okay. So,
Sorry for being late.
hey, here's, I'll quickly explain what we're
Just
doing.
wanna say hi.
So I just created this table and basically threw in some current and upcoming issues. Well, these are all fairly current, but UX issues, and I just kind of want to rank them in order of priority to help me focus on, okay, what do we need to user test first, and what do I need to focus on? So from, you know, I have who is involved, and from a table multi-select behavior, is it just UX and front end? Would there be any need for back end, do you think? Cassia? Hey, Cassia.
Sorry, sorry, I missed that.
No, that's totally fine. So with the multi-select behavior and, you know, seeing what we're planning on doing, who is involved? I have UX front end. Would back end need to be involved at all?
Sorry, my mute thing's not working very well. I don't know, to be honest. I didn't read through this issue, so
No, I
don't
believe
have much context.
no, I
Ilya
believe
know
we
better.
will. Yeah, sorry. I believe we will not need a backend here because it's basically depending on what elements we invoke import, and backend have full support of involving import for multiple entities, so I do not expect any backend involvement here.
That's what I expect. Okay.
So even if we do require that we remember the selections across pages, right? Because I think that's the complexity that we're looking to introduce that may not be on the page that we just saw, where you do the issue tag thing.
We still will not need a backend, and it just will affect the front-end complexity.
Cool.
All right. And we can figure out, the rank of these after we go through all of them. And I'm missing some, I'm sure, from this. So feel free to add to this if you know of any UX issues. So organize the data within tabs. That is this concept. So I know we're going to need user solution validation for this particular issue. So I know UX will be involved in all of these, but from my understanding, this will be a front end. We'll need a front end issue as well.
Yeah, and also a backend, I believe, because we do not have an ability to filter by specific status of the import. So the backend also will be there.
Okay. All right, so let's see. So I suppose UX, what is still needed? I think solution validation, and then depending on where we're at where we land there, I think we'll have a better understanding of what is still needed from a front end and back end perspective. Would you all agree?
Yeah, probably, I think, because I did not pay too much attention to this issue yet. So,
yeah.
But in general, it feels like the tabs on the other importers, so it should be doable.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as I understood as well, it's basically filtering by status, what we already have on the backend, so shouldn't be too complex in that.
Okay, and then level of complexity, do you want to speak on that? Or do
it's more medium, but it's just because it is tons of boring work keeping things accurate. Like, it's not more complexity, more time consuming and boring.
Okay.
Yeah, the backend will be low to medium more because of testing as well.
Low to medium, you said?
Yes.
All right, next, I'm not sure if you all are familiar with this, because it's fairly new, but what we want to test is whether or not the external link icons can be removed, if possible, to reduce the clutter, to be replaced with a modal. I wish you could resize this. I don't know how to do this. Okay, there we go. So essentially, I can't, oh, there we go. A user clicks on a source group link, and then they have a modal saying, this link will open in a new tab. I don't have the correct wording, but don't show this message again. So I think we need to, do solution validation on this issue. So that's kind of what we're trying to do with the external link versus modal. So, UX and front end are involved. I wouldn't assume back end would be involved, but let me know. And then from a UX perspective, this will be low. Ilya, from a front end perspective, would that just be low as well?
Yeah, I think so, also low. But I mean, like from my point of view, this seems even more confusing if I will have such a pop-up.
Okay. This is
Yeah,
interesting.
especially what I would like to mention, I will probably mention that in the issue, that, for example, such pop-ups are usually very confusing when mixed with normal browser behavior, like opening the links in new tab by clicking with your mouse wheel or whatever the way you have to open the link already in new tab. And interaction of such pop-ups with such links sometimes is extremely confusing.
Fair enough. That makes sense. Would you mind adding that brilliant comment to the issue, Ilya?
I do agree with Ilya too. I have an allergy to pop-ups. So I would need to like take a Benadryl before I use the interface.
See, the visual designer in me says the row looks so much better without that external link. But
I do agree there, yes. I would like to see if there's a way to maybe avoid the pop-up. Like if we can clean up the table, but not introduce a pop-up, because modals are just, in my mind, they're crutches and also should be used only when like it's critical and there's no other way of doing things and things are critical.
And also I expect like such kind of confirmation for any kind of destructive operation. So I mean, hey, think twice, and following the link is like, okay, I don't like, I want to go back. Okay, I will go back.
Yeah. All right, this is good to know. Again,
I will add a comment as you asked. Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else? If not, I'll move on to the last one, which is cancel group migrations, which is a pretty big one. Oh, you know what else is in here? Re-import group is another big one. Let me just add that so I don't forget. All right. So canceling group import, I believe I need to, yeah, I need to update the UX on this. So cancel group migration, does anybody need me to walk them through what that issue, the details of that issue, or is it pretty self-explanatory?
Sounds very straightforward.
Okay.
Yeah, and also very low complexity for front end and probably a bigger one on back end.
You were right there, my friend.
So what is that, high, medium, high?
Medium high, yeah.
Okay.
Being optimistic.
Simple click, Casio.
Yeah. As you just said, it's easy on the front end.
All right, so this is, I don't know, yeah, maybe medium. The thing with cancel migrations as well as re-import and perhaps other functionality, all to me stems with wrapping up the organized states of the group migration in different tabs. Just because I think the UX would completely change if we have the table with and without tabs. So speaking kind of around priority, to me, this seems pretty high, at least from a UX perspective. Like this probably is from, and I'd like y'all's input, but table multi-select as well as organized data within tabs. From a UX perspective, those to me sound like what I need to focus on. Those are top priority. What do you all think? Like where does this fall? I'm sorry, I don't have the Kanban board open, but where does this fall within kind of the future priorities in relation to, you know, the UX priority? Is it okay if I put, I'll put priority rank as 1 and 2? Any disagreements?
I
Okay.
yeah,
No,
I think
You were saying hi again. I was like,
I was saying bye to
hey,
Cassie.
hey,
Sorry. Yeah, that makes sense.
okay. Then external link versus modal, I just put that as low. That's like the last, that's a low priority. Cancel group migrations. I think this cancel group migrations to me would be the next priority. So anyone disagrees? And then the re-import, which I'll add the link to this issue, would closely follow that.
Yeah,
Well, do we
re-import
have
is-
re-import? Sorry, yeah, go ahead, Ilya.
No, we do not have re-import now since we are now persisting state of the import. So in UX right now, you will not have ability to import again.
So we
Okay.
broke re-import, right? Like we had re-import because we were very naive in the beginning, right?
Yes.
And then we removed it by, so I feel like adding back re-import is really important. People are going to ask for that. That needs to be the top priority, functionality wise and value wise. So if we're talking about people, about user value and about what the users are going to scream at us about, out of all of these, it will be re-import, because if the import fails in a way, then I need to be able to like reinitiate that. And if that's not working, then we're going to get support calls.
Yeah, and this is basically like UX side, because obviously functionality for here and the logic on front end is also already here. So like I need to write a few more lines of code and a couple tests and that's it. So it's more like UX focused at how we want to communicate the reimportability to end user.
Yeah. So yes, I think like all the other things stay the priority where it is, and re-import just becomes a 0.
Really? That's on hold? Or well, okay.
0 means like top priority, like
Yeah, we are
Highest.
working too much with engineers.
highest.
See, the problem though, like I said, I think the organized data within tabs needs to be a priority before that, because I feel like that would, again, cause so much rework in how we handle. I don't know. What do you all think?
Well, and also I would prefer to have like a clean setup of functionality before UX, before front end rework. So I'm okay to I would like to make this tab switch as late as possible when we have most of functionality here. So if you have ability to do like a multi-select before that, I will be happier.
So
This is the order. This is like an order of operation for you, Ilya, right? Not the value priority. It is
Yes. If we
order
speak
operation,
about,
right? Yeah.
obviously, I follow business priorities. I'm speaking like about second level of priorities, how we could organize something where we have pretty equal business value.
Yeah, makes sense.
So again, we're keeping table multi-select behavior at priority 1. And then for re-import, where does that change rankings?
I would say re-import needs to be the first thing we think through, because we broke it recently. So re-import
this-
used to work, and now it doesn't. So that's why, in my mind, that becomes a really important thing. It is a high value to the user, and it will cause support calls if user can't execute it. All the other things will not. Like all the other things are add-on features that are really nice, but this one has really a potential to be a problem for us.
So with this, is it fair to say that we'll essentially, okay, we can deliver an MVC.
Yeah,
with-
if it changes, it changes. That's fair. Yeah.
Okay, so this is, yeah, more of kind of a quick, important fix.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas the future tabs will be a whole different story. Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. Sweet. Well, this helps me to prioritize what to be working on. And because I will be setting up user testing this week. So this helps quite a bit. So we're 2 minutes over. Anything else anyone wants to say? Before we end this? Nope.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Bye.